Batiro on the inside. So 6 in, 3 to come up. Elstrom coming along now. Elstrom, Patrick Payne up. Into gate number 7 in the red cap, Pat. And the second pick in the market is Kempinski, drawn alongside him into gate number 8. And we wait on the last runner to come forward now. And that's Donington up to 9, and they'll be set to go. Cox Plate start here for the Amy Vars. And they stand and they're racing. They've come out in a good line too, with Kenny Opera, one of the first out here from Mr. O'Hara. Elstrom out in the centre is finding his feet early with Kempinski outside him. Batiro just over racing a tad over on the inside as Mr. O'Hara leads Kenny Opera, and over racing Batiro, and now whipping around them Elstrom. Payne's going to send him forward as Batiro wouldn't settle. Life's a Bounty got checked off him, and Kempinski is out 3 deep as Elstrom strides at the 1600 metre mark to go up and head off Mr. O'Hara. And the favourite Elstrom goes to the front now from Mr. O'Hara. A length into Kenny Opera, and Kempinski is caught out 3 deep without any cover. In the middle, Life's a Bounty, the inside Batiro. 1 then to the filly, Charm View. 2 further back then Donington, and High Ransom last of all. Elstrom stayed off the fence, and Mr. O'Hara's back inside him. He hasn't crossed over on Elstrom. It goes to the side and leads by just over a length. He'll get down to the rail now. He moved 2 lengths to Mr. O'Hara, half to Kenny Opera. Now Kempinski gets in 4th on the outside of Batiro. 2 further back, Life's a Bounty, the inside Charm View. 2.5 Donington, and a length of the 1,000 metre mark last of all is High Ransom. And Payne dictates of the 1,000 down the back on Elstrom. A length and a half Kenny Opera. A half then to Mr. O'Hara. 2 to Kempinski. He's running 4th, 1 off the fence. Batiro is 5th. 6th on the outside, Life's a Bounty, then Charm View. A length then to Donington. A length to High Ransom last of all. Around the turn of the 800 metre mark, dictating the terms of favourite Elstrom in the Amy Vars. Just over a length in front of Kenny Opera. And now Kempinski has to come out 3 deep in the red colours going forward. Then Mr. O'Hara, Life's a Bounty. Donington pulled deep. Then Batiro, Charm View's run up behind them, and 3 to High Ransom. Kempinski is setting Elstrom alight as they go to the 500 metre mark, and the sprint right on. Kempinski going up and laying it right down to Elstrom now. A length and a half, Life's a Bounty. Charm View getting out. Kenny Opera dropped out. Then Mr. O'Hara. On the turn they race now, and it's Kempinski on the outside. The inside Elstrom. 2 lengths to Life's a Bounty. Charm View back in the centre. They straighten together here. Elstrom on the inside and Kempinski. A great battle. Kempinski goes up to Elstrom. Stride for stride, the 2 favourites. Kempinski and Elstrom coming back. Kempinski on the outside. Elstrom kicking again. Kempinski with its nose in front. Kempinski wins it a half head on the line to Elstrom. 5 away, 3rd on the race, Life's a Bounty. Then Mr. O'Hara further back in the race, in Kenny Opera. Charm View followed by High Ransom, and the stragglers are Batiro, and back there with it is Donington.
What an entree to the Cox Plate. How stirring was that? 2 Danehill colts, both worth a king's ransom, and going to the Derby, and today not a stride between them all the way up the straight. 2, 1 and 7, Life's a Bounty, the real trick there, but these 2 horses now will dominate the Derby proceedings. I know Noble Red will also come into the picture, but what a race it was. Great riding by both Payne and also McAvoy. There's Kempinski, and there is Elstrom. These 2 colts really gave it their all. This was as good as it gets for an Amy Vars, and I tell you what, if the Cox Plate is as good a finish as this, they'll be jumping off the stand at the end of the day.
That was terrific, Bruce. McAvoy tried to put the pressure on Elstrom early. He'd had a nice run in front, Elstrom, but boy, did he fight to the line. 6 to 4 each of 2 next week, Bruce.
Yeah, it looks what Derby trials from both of them, and you know, if you backed Elstrom today, you'd probably want to back him against Kempinski in the Derby next week, and vice versa.
No doubt, they both look like the distance is going to suit them. They've cleared away from the others. Clearly the others just in a different class, and 2 very, very good young horses. Great race.
Not a breath between them, didn't they show some fight? And both the trainers, Tony Vassell and Mick Price, would be absolutely wrapped in their charges today. Getting close together here, Payne and McAvoy, 2 of the top riders in Australia.
Paddy Payne happy not to go for the whip. McAvoy has given Kempinski a few around the backside there. Obviously, as I was saying before, not really wanting to punish them too much with next week's race in mind.
Good look here from inside. You can see Kempinski just getting level. Still hasn't quite got his nose in front. And as Dr. Turf said, Payne hands and heels. Hands and heels. He's content to do that. Kempinski on the outside.
Yeah, not exactly cutting it in half, Karen McAvoy. Just happy to give him one across the rump there.
And right on the line, he's got his head in front, but right on the line there was not a breath between them. Well, there was.
There's Walter Altieri, the owner of Kempinski, and why wouldn't he be happy? He's paid $800,000 for it.
And he's got the Derby favourite probably right now as we join Peter Donegan after a thrilling Amy Vars.
Mick Price, what a stirring race. We can look at it from an unbiased point of view, but even when you're involved in it, I reckon that would have been an exciting race to watch.
Two excellent colts. Be nice to see them sort of fighting out like that in the VRC Derby. It's pretty exciting to watch. And look, I just take my hat off to my colt. He's out of a Sir Tristram man. He's a bulldog. He's never ever sort of let anything pass him. You know, once he's got over a journey, he's running the Caulfield Guineas was good, and I just hope it hasn't been too sterling a hard run for him for next week. But pretty happy with him.
And he relaxes beautifully in his races.
Most important, he'll go to Flemington next week. He'll put his head down and he'll coast along for 2,000 metres, and then out he'll come, and well, hopefully he does what he does today.
And from a potential stayer to Halle Berry in the next, can she do it again?
Different race, probably not going to come out as hard, and before too long, and Dantana will come out, but probably not as hard.
Mick, congratulations, best of luck for the next race.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Mick Price with Halle Berry in the Swepper Vets and Stakes. Kieran McAvoy rides Mr Prudent in the Cup today, a Natural Blitz in the Cox Plate, as well as Sweet Corn later in the day. He's got a great lot of rides today here at Moonee Valley.
He has, and he rode that so well. And interesting, he was quite happy to take the set, whereas Elvstrom, they're both drawn awkwardly, and Paddy Payne on Elvstrom decided to take the punt and go forward, and actually got there quite cheaply, I thought.
Well, a big race in its own right, the Amy Vars, but it has set the Derby up next week, that is for sure. There, the jockeys who have been riding the winners. Correct weight. The margins are short, head by 4.5, the time 2:07.14, about a second and a half outside the class record. Kempinski at $3 and $1.40. Elvstrom $1.20, Life's a Bounty $11.40. Quinella $2, Trifecta $176.90. So the Quinella even money there. Exacta $4.60. Kempinski, can he join Helenus, Ravener and Blevik and go on and win the Derby after the Amy Vars? As we join Jim Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amy are great supporters of horse racing throughout Australia. And of course, next Saturday at Flemington, it's the Amy Victoria Derby for 2003. And what a finish to the Amy Vars here at Moonee Valley on Carlton Draft Cox Plate Day for 2003. Gives me great pleasure to welcome to the microphone committeeman from the Moonee Valley Racing Club, Mr. Bob Scarborough, to say a few words.
Thank you, Jim. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the Moonee Valley Racing Club to introduce the presentation of the trophies for the Amy Vars. Amy are a wonderful supporter of Moonee Valley. They are in their 11th year of their sponsorship of the Amy Vars. The Amy Vars is a race that is a precursor to the Amy Derby. It is a wonderful guide to the winner of the Derby, and maybe just this year we've just seen the Derby winner. I hope for Walter and Kathy Altieri that Kempinski can complete the double. They're great friends of ours. We'd love to see them win. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the CEO of Amy, Robert Belville, to present the trophies. Amy, of course, is the leading insurer, home and car insurer in Australia. Great supporters for the racing industry. I'd like to introduce Robert to present the trophies to the winning connections. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob. His Excellency, the Governor of Victoria, Mr. John Landy and Mrs. Landy, the Premier, Mr. Steve Brax and Mrs. Brax, Don Abel, the Chairman of the Moonee Valley Racing Club and the Committee of the Moonee Valley Racing Club, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As Bob said, this is the 11th year of our sponsorship, or the 11th consecutive year of our sponsorship of the Amy Vase, and that makes it one of our longest standing sponsorships and one we're very proud of. Amy wants to congratulate the Moonee Valley Racing Club also on this fantastic race day, on a day in which legends truly are born. As you know, this is the second of the three-year-old races we sponsor in the Spring Carnival, and the remaining one will be the Amy Victorian Derby, which is the favourite first day of the Melbourne Cup week, and we're truly looking forward to that. And as you know, last year when we stood here, it was Helenos that had won this race, and I suspect the owners of Kempinski are hoping that we have a repeat in history, that we go on, that Kempinski goes on and actually wins the Amy Victorian Derby next week. So with that, I would like to congratulate the winning trainer, Mick Price, for a beautiful preparation of the horse, to the jockey, Karen McAvoy, to the owners of the horse, Newlands Farm, and more specifically the manager, Mr. Walter Altieri. And if Walter would come forward, we'll present the Amy Vase.
So congratulations to all concerned with this really exciting colt, having won the Amy Vase today, Kempinski. We move on to the Group 2 Schwepper Vesson Stakes for the weight for age sprinters. Pembleton at 17.60, super elegant and important scratching. Dantana 8.60, Azevedo big odds, $64. Spinning Hill, she won it last year. What a mare she is, $1.70, so she's short. Our Egyptian Rain, $19. Before Too Long, $10. And Kempinski's stablemate, Halle Berry, at $4.10. So Spinning Hill is absolutely stifling the market.
Well, she came third last week, or 2 weeks ago, of course, Bruce, behind Dantana and Halle Berry. They're both in the race today, but she's $1.50 on the tote.
$1.70.
$1.70, $1.50 in New South Wales. So punters have forgiven her.
They have, Ken. What are they doing in the ring, or what will they do you think?
Well, I think they'll back Spinning Hill, Bruce. The track was a leader's paradise at Caulfield. I think she'll get a fairer go today. A lot of bookies did open Spinning Hill up at odds on, but you can get even money now. She's at $2. Let's have a look down the board. Pembleton, he's way up the market. He's $15. He'll get out a little bit more. Super Elegant is a scratching. $6 Dantana. Azevedo is a roughie. Spinning Hill, yours for theirs. Even money is the quote with bookies. Our Egyptian Rain at $10. Before Too Long, $5.50. Might just get the $6. She does like the Valley. And Halle Berry, who bolted in last start, she's getting out a little, about $4.50 now for Halle Berry. Look, it's short on Spinning Hill, but I think if you put your money on, you'll collect.
We go to those selections, and everybody agrees with you, Ken. It's Spinning Hill all the way down the list. What about the 1,000 here now? Halle Berry's drawn outside Spinning Hill in 8, Spinning Hill in 7, and there's good speed inside, isn't there?
There sure is. Of course, at Caulfield, we didn't have Before Too Long, the Gary Portelli filly. She flies Before Too Long. She's actually won here at Moonee Valley. She bolted and beat Innovation Girl, I think. So a stack of pace here. And the Moonee Valley 1,000 metres, a little bit tougher than the Caulfield 1,000 metres, uphill straight. I think that's going to play into Spinning Hill's hands.
Watch for her to be running on. Well, we move from the Spring Carnival to the Melbourne Cup Carnival next week, but the major sponsor, CUB, will be absolutely delighted with what's happened at Caulfield over the 3 days and also today at Moonee Valley. Here's Kylie Gillies.
They mightn't be as fast or flashy as their cousins going around on the inside of the track, but gee, are they solid and dependable, much like Carlton and United Breweries. The managing director of CUB joins me now, Trevor O'Hoy. We're in trouble if Lonhro goes this fast today,
yes,
aren't we? This slow, I should say.
We're absolutely in big trouble, but these are built for heritage and tradition, not for sprinting.
Well, heritage and tradition, much like the Cox Plate itself, I guess.
Absolutely. Carlton United has been in business since 1864, and all along that journey have been the Clydesdales, and all along that journey has been horse racing as well.
Of course, horse racing doesn't happen without the big support of sponsors, and you guys really contribute a lot to horse racing in this country, don't you?
I think we sponsor all sports around Australia, but particularly horse racing. We would be the preeminent sponsor of racing. Our coverage includes Darwin Cup all the way through to the Cairns Amateurs, Gold Coast with the Prime Minister's Handicap, Oakbank, SAJC, and 3 fabulous events here in Melbourne.
Something like to the tune of $10 million. I know the industry really appreciates CUB's support. Have a great day, Trevor.
Thank you, Kylie.
Sun just trying to get through here today, but the rain has held off and it's very pleasant temperatures around about 17 degrees. Not only the Cox Plate, big time sport in Australia today, but Rugby World Cup 2003. And a shorter price than Lonhro today, the Wallabies against Namibia.
What a start for the Wallabies.
race with a try.
To the outside, and Octagonal's got his nose in front. Octagonal wins the Cox Plate.
My dreams are complete. I've always wanted to win the Cox Plate.
The King joins the race at the turn. Sunlight will hold on and win all the way. Racing history, back-to-back Cox Plates for the champion mare Sunlight, as Northerly has won it from Sunlight.
Damien Oliver and Northerly are heroes in my eyes.
Northerly's going to do it back-to-back. Northerly takes the Cox Plate a lead from the line to fire.
One thing's for certain, a spilling over emotion after every Cox Plate that's been run. Lonhro, $1.70, so not bad odds there.
You must have plenty.
Oh, well, his strike rate's pretty good. $1.70. If you backed him $1.70 every start, you'd be in front like that bloke in Perth who has $200,000 on him every run he's had. Clangalang, $6.10, but short in New South Wales at $4.60. Fields of Omar, look at the difference, $7.30 in Victoria and Super Tab, but $14.70. And Shower of Roses a lot shorter in Sydney, the Gay Waterhouse Factor, and $16.50 here.
Yeah, also Natural Blitz, only $13.70 here and over $22 in New South Wales. Again, one of our horses, but he's raced well in Sydney, Natural Blitz.
So value to be found around Australia. All the Cox Plate talk surrounds the star of the Hawke stable, Lonhro. However, today there's one very close-knit family who think they may be able to pull off a massive upset. With the story, Mark Howard.
The Hawkes family, near on 70 Group 1 winners. Horses stabled at the magnificent Woodland Stud, and today in charge of the almighty Lonhro. Impressive. The Harrison family, one Group 1 winner. Horses stabled at the family farm just out of Melbourne, today in charge of Natural Blitz and their dog, Benny. A mismatch? Don't be so sure.
He's a very tough horse to take on. He's a great horse, but this is the best horse I've ever had, and he is a seriously good horse. When he does get a chance, gee, when he lets go, he really goes, this fella. You know, to have a horse good enough to run in a race like a Cox Plate, and with a chance, you know, it's a real big buzz. And gets the whole stable firing.
The stable is firing, Natural Blitz is literally smoking, and the Harrisons, well, they're sticking together.
My brother Tony, he helps me out now, and I've got my daughter working for me, Belinda, and my sister Helen, well, she's my little general. So, no, it's a real family affair.
How do you go working for your dad, Belinda?
It has its moments, but no, it's okay, yeah.
Is he a good boss?
Yeah.
You don't sound too sure.
He's a tough one.
We'll take him around there and then see him coming up the straight.
Do you think the Harrisons can take out the Hawkes?
Well, the Hawks are a mighty combination, but we like to think that we're on the lesser side, that we can serve it up as good as they can take.
Well, that'd be terrific. You know, it's probably one of the biggest races on... Come on. It's probably one of the biggest races on the Australian calendar. And, you know, for Natural Blitz himself, he's still a colt, and it means a lot to him, but a lot to the family.
Doug, Tony, Belinda and even Benny have done all they can to help their prize colt shake the Hawkes empire by downing Lonhro. Now, it's all up to Natural Blitz himself. Now, Natural, do you think you can win the Cox Plate? What do you reckon, Doug? Chance?
He'll be there.
Natural Blitz who won the Fian, and that's been a good guide to the Cox Plate over the years. Northerly and Sunline having won that in their successes. Pembleton here, look, he's got a lot of ability, he's got a lot of money. It's his first start at Moonee Valley. He ran 6th in the Scalacci. Most of his big wins have been in Queensland.
Yeah, they have. He's a fast horse. He actually blew the start, I thought, at Caulfield, and I guess he'll want to jump away a little bit better today, but even if he does jump, I don't think he can beat these, Bruce. Dan Turner's a 1,000-metre specialist, 10 starts over the trip, 6 wins, 3 placings. Yes, got led by Hellebray at Caulfield, and that was the end of him, although he did hold on well to run second. He needs it wet, I think, to challenge these.
Azevedo, huge odds here, was 70 to 1 behind Blur. It's the real roughie in the race.
Well, Dantana needed wet. Azevedo, he needs a psychiatrist. He is just mad, this horse. Given no hope after blowing the start there again, but again, as I said last week or a fortnight ago, he ran third in the Lightning Stakes, but he just will not put it together.
Well, what a mare she's been, Spinning Hill. She's a real superstar, 2.2 million. Frankie Dettori rode her when she won last year. 4 starts at Moonee Valley, 3 wins. 5 starts at 1,000 for 3 wins and a place.
That's right. Couldn't quite pick up the leaders at Caulfield, but history tells us that was a leader-biased track. This is tougher, uphill straight, uphill for the last 600 or 800 metres. I think she can come over the top of these because there's good pressure here. This is a high-pressure race.
Our Egyptian Rain will add to that pressure. She's won a Railway Stakes and a Swettenham Stud. It's her first start at 1,000 metres, which is surprising.
Yes. I actually found that myself last night, so I went right back, but she has won over 880 metres at Pukekohe, Bruce. I don't know what sort of race it was, but she obviously goes... She does actually lead in her races. She has barrier trialled as well in Sydney, so she's not completely fresh. And 1,000 metres, no. She can run a place, though, for sure.
Before too long, been Innovation Girl here last start in the race, the Club Lifestyle, that was run today. She had a lung infection in the autumn. She's a really good horse. First up, carried a massive weight to win at Randwick.
Not only that, Bruce, but that was her first run for a year. That was a terrific win. She'll lead. I'm pretty sure she'll lead even Dantana and the other horses. I don't think she can hold on, though.
Well, Hallaberry's the one you're probably searching for there in terms of leading. Hallaberry's unbeaten at 1,000 metres, and really, if you take the Golden Slipper out, where she was probably over the top, her form is impeccable.
Yeah, and she crossed from a wide barrier at Caulfield. She's got a little wide one as well today. I don't think she can cross before too long, but she's a very good filly, Hallaberry, and she'll be in the mix for sure.
Peter Donegan has Guy Walter, the trainer of Spinning Hill.
Guy, we were just casting an eye over her, and you're casting a loving eye, and I'm casting a loving eye too. She's such a lovely animal.
She's a beautiful mare, but she's not only a top race mare, but she's a favourite of everyone around the stable because she's such a beautiful natured mare. She's very gentle and placid, and but when it comes to race day, she's got a fierce will to win.
And just looking later in the day, Defier, what's your realistic expectation today?
Peter, I've been extremely happy with his last fortnight since his last run. I thought he pulled up a little big at Caulfield. I don't think the circumstances of the race suited him. His work here Tuesday was very, very good. He looks as good as he's ever looked, and I'm confident he'll run extremely well.
Thanks for joining us. Best of luck with both him and the mighty mare too.
Thank you, Peter.
Terrific horseman with his 2 marquee horses running today, Defy, and this one, Spinning Hill. Pretty easy to see who the star of the show is today. Lonhro in his stall about an hour and a half before the Carlton Draft Cox Plate. And when they put the saddle on him, he'll look as good as any horse you'll see in a long, long time.
It's Wayne Hawkes there on the right, not letting him out of his side either. Beautiful looking horse. Beautiful horse.
And there's some good ones in this too. The Schwepper-Vescent Stakes, Spinning Hill with the last. She's 7 years of age. The last time a 7-year-old won this race was about 20 years ago at Manikato. So she'll be in good company.
Certainly will. And gee, what a wonderful mare she's been, Spinning Hill. And testament to Guy Walter, great trainer, because she's won races from her 2-year-old days through to her 7-year-old year. So that's a great performance by horse and trainer.
Bold Jet also winning at the same time as Manikato. So Manikato winning the race in 82 and Bold Jet in 83. So we've got to go back 20 years. There's Before Too Long's odds at $7. But the pace here could be the key. And just where does Spinning Hill end up? Halle Berry's outside of her. Does she chop her off early, or can Spinning Hill get a clear run? There's Halle Berry.
I'm not sure Halle Berry can cross Before Too Long, to be honest. It just looks everything in place for Spinning Hill. She's just going to get the lovely run here, and it'll be a lot easier for her to make ground than it was at Caulfield. And a solid, good pressure race, just right up her alley.
So it's 21 years ago today that Manikato got the million. Remember, Bill, it was the day that Kingston Town...
In Sydney, wasn't it?
Kingston Town won his 3rd Cox Plate on this day. It was in this very race. Yep. Manikato and Bill Collins said, and Manikato's got the million. At that stage, that was a lot of money. Today, if Lonhro or whoever wins the Cox Plate, they get 2. John, let's We can see you Spinning Hill right now. She looks perfect.
Yeah, she does. She's a beautiful mare, Bruce, a 7-year-old, very, very relaxed. Azevedo just underwent a veterinary examination. He's been cleared to run. Halle Berry, she looks very well. There's not much of her, but boy, can she run. This race is going to be, there's so much pressure on this, Bruce. The start of this race is going to be either the win or the lose for the speedsters, but I do think that Spinning Hill's going to be the one coming over the top. They're going to fly early because we've actually got a tailwind down the back straight here. It'll be like the supersonic jet, I'd say.
Well, there's so much pace in the race, and you would think that Halle Berry, our Egyptian Rain, Dan Tana, and also before too long are going to absolutely fly.
And Pemberton too, Bruce. He wasn't there at Caulfield only because he missed the start there. So this is going to be an extraordinary first 2 furlongs, I reckon.
7 starters in the race, and that's the order there with Spinning Hill, a warm favourite, an odds-on favourite at the moment in front of Halle Berry, and also before too long. Yes, 21 years ago, that was one of the greatest days of racing with Manicato, Kingston Town. I'm pretty sure Triumphal March won for Robert Sangster in the Moonee Valley Cup. It was one heck of a day, as we're having here at Moonee Valley today. And one of the features, the Sweppervescent Stakes. Can this mighty mare do it again and win for 2 years in a row? Let's join Brian Martin.
Set and racing. And Azevedo went back after the start, and Halle Berry flew from the outside with Dan Tana going up inside it when they settled from Our Egyptian Rain. Before too long is 4th early, 2 to Spinning Hill. Pemberton the inside and 2 to Azevedo in the first 200, and Dan Tana had the lead here when they settled. Dan Tana leading, moving up as Our Egyptian Rain out 3 deep as before too long. They've got the speed on, 2.5 to Halle Berry, back 4th, 5th Pemberton, a half into Spinning Hill and 2 to Azevedo through the gap. Inside the 500, Dan Tana a half length in front of before too long, a length and a half Our Egyptian Rain, a length in Halle Berry, 4th Spinning Hill coming to the outside, gives them 4 lengths, and further back Pemberton, and a gap to Azevedo. Dan Tana wheels for home, a length in front. Our Egyptian Rain is out from before too long, still Spinning Hill about 3 lengths off them. Dan Tana leads. Our Egyptian Rain trying to get to it, is looming to it now. Our Egyptian Rain's got to Dan Tana. Spinning Hill with a late run out wide, but Our Egyptian Rain's going to get it. Our Egyptian Rain coming on to win just over a length. Either Spinning Hill or Dan Tana 2nd and 3rd, then Pemberton from before too long. Azevedo and the filly Halle Berry dropped out to run last.
Our Egyptian Rain first started 1,000, but as Dr. Turf said, she'd won at 880, but a 3rd major win for her in her career. She won the Group 1 Railway Stakes at the start of the year. She won the Group 2 Swettenham Stud in Adelaide. She's travelled around a lot, freshened up today, and home she got for Nash Rawilla, who will ride Paraka today, the international mare in the Carlton Draft Cox Plate. Well, on the turn, Spinning Hill looked to be in about the right spot. There she is.
She's definitely just a couple of lengths off her best this time in, unfortunately, and Our Egyptian Rain had a lovely run in behind them. Graham Begg's got this mare now, and just too strong.
Yeah, she had a good run, and Spinning Hill was a couple of lengths away here, and Dan Tana trying to fight off Our Egyptian Rain, unable to do so. Spinning Hill coming home late. Halle Berry really not in the race. She was ridden for a sit and never got warm, and she was gone at about the 600, but a clear-cut win, and the time's fast. It's 57.7, just 3/10 outside the record.
Yeah, she's got a terrific record too. That's Our Egyptian Rain's 8th win, of course, by Desert Sun, the mighty sire of Sunline, and got a few more wins up her sleeve, I reckon, this mare.
Last start 5th behind Thorne Park in Sydney. Thorne Park's gone on to win at Caulfield last start and will be one of the favourites for the Salinger next Saturday on Derby Day. But look, there was no excuses. She had the best run. Spinning Hill, she's 7. She's probably a length or 2 away from where she was. So it could be a huge day for Nash Rawilla as he joins John Letts. He's already had a good one.
Yeah, she was back running 3rd all the way, Nash. And did you think that you were confident enough to get over the top of them?
Thanks, Johnny. Yeah, I had a nice run, just got a nice academy on Dan Tana, and